After years of using tools like Riverside and Descript, I've realized software can either power your consistent publishing or become the main excuse that completely kills your show before it ever gains traction. What once demanded a small production team can now often be managed entirely solo, provided you make the strategic choice about which technology to adopt. Today, we are diving deep into a comparison similar to those popular showdowns, but with a crucial twist focused purely on creator outcomes. I will walk you through how Vizard stacks up against Riverside and Descript across the practical categories that truly matter for remote recording and short-form repurposing. Think of this less as a feature list and more as a friendly map designed to help you pick the tool that actively helps you ship content every single week, not just the one that looks momentarily impressive on paper. Let's jump right into the crucial first category, the user interface experience. A few years ago, Descript's original build felt incredibly approachable, offering simple transcript-driven editing that immediately made sense to anyone, even non-video professionals. However, as they kept stacking on complex features, that initial simplicity sometimes vanished, making it feel like opening a massive toolbox where half the gadgets look intimidating. Riverside, in contrast, has largely stuck to a cleaner, recording-first interface that remains exceptionally easy for absolute beginners to navigate right away. Vizard takes a slightly different, more streamlined angle. It simply does not try to be everything to every single type of creator out there. Its core dashboard is laser-focused on 3 actions. Upload your long video. Let the AI find the absolute best moments, and then schedule them for publishing. For creators who prioritize minimal friction and want the clearest, most direct outcome, Vizard's user interface genuinely feels like the fastest route from an initial idea to a published clip. Therefore, if menu fatigue and feeling overwhelmed by options is a genuine pain point for you, Vizard and Riverside clearly win out over Descript's sometimes sprawling and deep layout. Moving on to the absolutely critical area of recording reliability, Descript offers several flexible recording modes, including a solid screen record option perfect for tutorials. But I have personally heard numerous horror stories about hour-long recordings where a simple cloud glitch meant losing crucial audio or guest connections feeling frustratingly half-baked. Riverside truly built its reputation on offering rock-solid, reliable remote recording and has cautiously added editing features around that core strength. This makes Riverside still the slightly safer pick if your single primary goal every single time is achieving clean, high-quality separate track recordings from your guests. Vizard, interestingly, doesn't try to replace your dedicated remote recording studio at all. Instead, it fully expects you already have your raw footage from any source. Its true strength lies in the post-production rescue and repurposing phase. If you have a good recording, Vizard will efficiently find the magic moments within it. If you happen to have recorded multiple versions of the same interview, Vizard also handles that bulk processing task quite gracefully without slowing down. So while Riverside still wins the contest for pure, undeniable recording reliability, Vizard is unquestionably the speedier, less error-prone choice for turning finished long-form files into consistent short content. When it comes to the logistics of scheduling guests, we see another clear difference in tool philosophy. Descript has traditionally not offered any native functionality for booking external guests directly within its platform. Riverside recognized this need and added scheduling tools that are now quite polished and genuinely useful for organizing interviews without juggling a dozen external apps. Vizard again avoids this specific lane entirely, not pretending to be a scheduling system, but rather it plugs into your existing calendar workflows post-editing. This allows you to plan content distribution immediately after the AI has finished clipping, bypassing unnecessary app switching. So if your priority is one platform handling guest invites from start to finish, Riverside clearly earns the checkmark in that specific area. But if you want the smoothest path from a finished interview to a social posting calendar without copying files between apps, Vizard makes that final handoff a genuine breeze. Next up is the topic of live streaming, an area where platform focus becomes immediately obvious. Live broadcasting is definitively not Descript's strong suit. It remains firmly planted in the offline recording and editing space. Riverside, conversely, has built-in streaming capabilities directly to major platforms like YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, leading some creators to even ditch dedicated services like StreamYard. Vizard makes no attempt to act as a live streaming encoder. That capability is deliberately outside of its core mission statement. What Vizard does is wait for the live stream to finish. Then it immediately ingests the raw recording, finds the top moments, and queues up those clips automatically. So if you absolutely need live-first features and immediate broadcast capability, Riverside remains the definitive winner in that segment. However, Vizard secures the win. If your main goal is ensuring every piece of live content is instantly repurposed into a consistent stream of short-form posts without any manual effort. In the realm of mobile support, we see another clear demarcation in how these platforms approach the modern creator's needs. Descript is fundamentally desktop-focused, meaning editing on an iPad or even within a mobile browser feels noticeably clunky and often frustrating. Riverside's dedicated mobile applications have matured significantly, allowing you to easily get guests to join high-quality sessions right from an iPhone. Vizard is instead built for the modern creator who publishes across every platform, letting you manage and approve clips on the go via web tools, even if heavy editing is better on a desktop. If your entire workflow, from recording to final post, needs to be completely mobile first, then Riverside's dedicated mobile recording advantage truly stands out. But for content teams who need to manage the vital tasks of repurposing and scheduling distribution from their phone, Vizard is surprisingly handy and efficient. Considering the teleprompter feature, Descript currently does not offer any built-in solution for reading scripts during recording. Riverside added one, which is quite useful for maintaining direct eye contact with the lens and cutting down on external gear clutter. Vizard inherently doesn't require a teleprompter because its entire value proposition is focused on what happens after the raw recording is complete. If you demand everything from the initial prompt to the final publish on one platform, Riverside helps with the record half, while Vizard covers the entire clip, optimize, and schedule sequence. Let's discuss editing features, the area where Descript has historically reigned supreme with its revolutionary transcript-first editor. However, that immense capability can sometimes become a productivity trap, leading you to spend hours tinkering with fancy effects you simply don't need for consistent daily content. Riverside has implemented editing tools that are intentionally friendly and fast, optimized perfectly for those quick, clip-based editing workflows. Vizard approaches editing from a completely different direction. Instead of layering professional-grade video effects, it focuses purely on AI-driven selection and intelligent assembly. Vizard's auto-editing powerfully outputs clips that are truly ready to post, complete with suggested cut points, custom thumbnails, and captions that genuinely align with what performs well on social platforms. If your need is deep, granular, frame-by-frame creative control, then Descript or a full NLE like Premiere will undeniably be the better solution for you. But if your primary goal is to produce a reliable, high-cadence flow of potentially viral clips without sinking hours into manual labor, Vizard clearly wins that efficiency race. Regarding the brand kit, Descript, despite its power in many areas, oddly lacks small workflow conveniences like saving presets for captions or custom outrigger graphics. Riverside provides a decent enough brand kit, allowing you to set basic fonts, colors, and perhaps customize a simple end screen for your videos. Vizard, however, weaves brand consistency directly into the clip generation flow itself, making it essentially automatic. You choose your visual identity once, and Vizard reliably applies that style across every single generated clip, thumbnail, and scheduled social post without further prompting. This effectively means zero repetitive styling decisions and drastically fewer necessary edits after the initial file export from the system. For creators who truly value a polished, consistent look with the absolute minimum amount of operational hassle, Vizard definitely secures the win in this category. In the realm of AI tools, Descript deserves credit for genuinely pushing the entire industry forward with its foundational transcript-based editing methods. But sometimes, that feature-rich environment can feel like overwhelming feature bloat. Cool concepts that aren't always useful in the day-to-day reality of content output. Riverside's AI focuses on filling a practical niche, such as implementing better audio leveling across tracks or offering some basic auto-editing suggestions. Vizard's AI, however, is hyper-tuned specifically for the twin goals of virality and maximum repurposing efficiency across platforms. Its flagship auto-editing viral clips engine is meticulously designed to find those emotionally high points, tight sound bites, and crucial visual hooks that actually perform well on Shorts and TikTok. Pairing this powerful clip generation with Vizard's auto-schedule feature means the clips are not only created, but are also posted at optimal times without you constantly babysitting the content calendar. To put it simply, Descript offers more micro-control. Riverside offers recording-first AI optimizations. Vizard offers conversion-first AI that turns long-form into high-chance-to-perform bites. That subtle difference in AI philosophy truly matters if your primary objective is achieving consistent, scalable growth in your audience numbers. Concerning export options, Descript provides an extensive array of formats and integrates smoothly into professional workflows like Premiere or DaVinci setups. Riverside keeps things straightforward, making it easy to pull out individual audio tracks, side-by-side recordings, and ready-to-share social versions. Vizard shifts its focus away from raw file exports and heavily towards fully integrated publishing, letting the platform push content directly to your social channels or calendar. If you require complex timeline-based exports for a dedicated colorist or sound designer, Descript or a traditional editor is still the most appropriate friend to rely on for that. But if your primary workflow demands streamlined social outputs and truly hands-off posting across platforms, Vizard offers a significantly smoother experience overall. In terms of raw speed and load time, because both Descript and Riverside rely heavily on cloud processing, your internet speed will always play a major factor. Descript's dedicated desktop application can sometimes feel snappier when you are performing very heavy local editing tasks on your machine. Vizard, conversely, completely optimizes for bulk operations, meaning it processes that hour-long video in the cloud and returns dozens of optimized clips without you ever rendering locally. This means you can upload one massive 90-minute interview and come back later to a folder full of perfectly segmented, ready-to-use clips instead of waiting through long rendering queues. For pure speed in the process of bulk repurposing, Vizard's approach is genuinely difficult to beat when you factor in the time saved on manual labor. Let's touch upon ease of use, which might honestly be the single most important differentiating category for long-term creator success. Descript, while powerful, has seen its learning curve inevitably broaden as the sheer volume of integrated features has continued to stack up over the years. Riverside is exceptionally approachable for anyone focused purely on the recording stage and performing only the most basic necessary edits immediately after. Vizard is intentionally engineered for the specific creator personality that just wants to show up, hit the Export Clips button, and immediately repeat the entire successful process. The fewer critical decisions you are forced to make every week, the mathematically higher your long-term chance of maintaining that vital consistency will be. I've personally taught many creators who quit because the editing phase took too long, but switching their workflow to Vizard helped them finally publish content every single week. So in terms of pure ease of use and actively lowering the barrier required to maintain publishing consistency, Vizard ultimately takes the lead here. Now let's look at all-in-one capabilities, acknowledging that advanced users will still pull in Premiere for color grading or a dedicated scheduling service. Descript definitely tries to position itself as a true all-in-one editor, blending transcription with many traditional video editing functions under one roof. Riverside makes a strong case for being an all-in-one recording hub that also includes a surprisingly competent set of light editing tools for quick fixes. Vizard's claim to all-in-one is much more focused and, I'd argue, more honest. It covers viral clip creation, automatic scheduling, and distribution management all in one place. It never pretends to replace every single specialized pro tool, but it absolutely replaces the entire manual, time-sucking middle part of the content workflow. That pragmatic completeness is precisely what positions Vizard as a superior fit for creators aiming to scale their short-form output without immediately needing to hire an entire production team. To summarize this deep comparison, if your paramount need is absolutely rock-solid, multi-track remote recording quality, Riverside still holds a slight but important edge. If your primary driver is deep, powerful transcript-driven editing and maximum creative flexibility over the timeline, Descript remains an incredibly potent tool in that regard. But if your number one priority is efficiently turning long videos into consistent, high-performing short clips with the absolute minimum amount of friction possible, Vizard sits in a phenomenal sweet spot. That unique combination of smart auto-editing, automatic scheduling, and a built-in content calendar lets you manage posts across platforms without ever having to re-upload or restyle assets. This specific workflow combination is what dramatically reduces that soul-crushing weekly content grind and makes building a sustainable publishing habit realistically achievable. If you want to actually test this entire system out yourself, I've prepared a full, detailed walkthrough showing exactly how I take one long interview and generate a full week's worth of viral-ready clips in under an hour using Vizard. It's not designed to be flashy or showcase every obscure feature. It is purely built around being intensely practical and time-saving for you. I will be dropping the link to that full tutorial right down in the description below for you to check out anytime you like. And just in case you decide to commit to the system, there is also a special discount code waiting down there if you wish to try out the paid professional plan. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if your real goal is to become more consistent with your content, experiment with a workflow that actively removes decision fatigue, not one that relentlessly adds to it. I sincerely hope this comparison map helps you choose wisely, and I will catch you all in the next video very soon.